Hi, I'm Cara, and welcome to Cara's Kitchen.
Where's the cheesecake? Where is it?
We are gonna make homemade ravioli with homemade pasta and homemade pasta sauce.
I'm late!
Today is our final episode.
Rain! Wet!
That's weird, he's usually here by now. I don't know what's not working. He doesn't usually knock either. I'll be right back.
Listen, I know I'm usually a nuisance when I'm around and I don't help at all, but I know I really enjoy being a part of this freaking show, and I just want to ask, can I be in Cara's Kitchen?
Pasta ingredients are 3 eggs, 1 cup semolina flour, 1 cup all-purpose flour, 300 milliliters of olive oil, and salt to taste.
We can take our cup of all-purpose flour, sift it straight onto the counter. Make sure it's nice and fluffy, get all the lumps out. No. All right, once that's sifted through, get the semolina flour. Same thing.
Just making a big mess.
Don't you like messes?
When I make them.
Pinch of salt. And start by just bringing all those dry ingredients together. Thanks for your help, Levi. Super helpful, as always. Make it a nice big pile.
It's like one of those science fair volcanoes. Is that what's going to happen?
You know, close. We'll make a well in the middle. Make sure the walls are pretty good so that way we don't have to worry about it toppling over, because in our well is gonna be our eggs. 3 eggs right there. This side's making me nervous. No. Roughly a tablespoon of olive oil.
This is looking like some sort of science experiment.
Exactly. Whisk the middle together.
That's a fork.
You can use a fork to whisk. Oh, yeah, well, my walls just started collapsing. Levi, help! I got this, I promise, guys. We'll start incorporating the sides in, little by little. Luckily, I have my helper here. For once, he's helping.
I'll be damned.
All right, there we go. We're actually getting to safety right here. You could probably go ahead and not do that.
Have 3 hands for this one, folks. We should have told you that to begin with.
It's helpful. Or make a much wider well for all your eggs and your oils.
Don't people just often use a bowl?
Not traditionally. But we're just going to keep incorporating the dry mixture into the center until it can hold its own. Once it can, we're going to just go ahead and start kneading everything together. Levi's favorite thing to do. You can go ahead and move your hand. It's safe now. I got a little messy too. It's okay to make messes in the kitchen, but once the fork is no longer helpful, you just start using your hands. All right, Levi. How about it? So get as much as you can incorporated into the mixture. Oh, Levi, that's good.
Mamma mia, making a pasta.
So make it more into a ball shape. And if it's ever too dry, you can add just a little bit more oil or even just some water. If it's too wet, you add a little bit more of the semolina flour, and you can find your perfect consistency. Cover it up and just let it sit for half an hour. While it sits, we're gonna move on to making our pasta sauce.
Reggie?
You need a couple pounds of tomatoes, some basil, garlic, olive oil, and maybe some red wine.
So while we're waiting for our dough to rise, we're gonna go ahead and make some traditional pasta sauce. I have 4 aroma tomatoes in here and they're cubed. I also threw in 2 cloves of garlic because I really like garlic. Technically, the garlic is optional, so you do not have to add it if you don't want to.
Or if you're a vampire.
Or that. If you like it a little chunkier, just go ahead and pulse it until it's in that chunky form you like. If you like something a little bit smoother and saucier, then you go ahead and just process it until you think it's enough.
I prefer hitting the smooth sauce. My job.
We have our pan on a medium-low heat. Take our tomatoes and just go ahead and get them right into the pan. Let those start to cook down a little bit. As that goes in there, you can add a pretty nice amount of olive oil. I probably added about almost a 1/4 cup. And lastly, you need to add, if you want to, some red wine.
Yeah.
That should be good. Mix that together. Looks good. So, we're gonna do that. And as we're waiting for our sauce to cook, we are going to just make all the things we want to put into our ravioli. Good job, Levi.
Pasta's done.
We've had our pasta rest for a little bit. That kind of helps the starches stick together a little better. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and separate this into 4 separate hunks of dough.
2, 4.
The ones we're not using at the moment,
You're gonna eat.
we're gonna cover, just so they don't dry out, because you do not want your pasta drying out.
Roll it out with the rolling pin a little bit and then start bringing it through your pasta machine.
Okay, so I made a little mixture. You can put whatever you want in your ravioli, but I just have some Italian sausage, spinach, and ricotta cheese. I'm just gonna take one of these strips of pasta that we made. I'm gonna make some, I'd say some good sized ravioli. Give them enough space in between each other to cut. By the way, this sausage is cooked. You do not want to put uncooked meat into your ravioli. In fact, you can even freeze this if you wanted to. Now we're just going to take some water, dab the edges. You can use a brush or your fingers will work just fine. And you want to fold it over so that way we have as little air inside the ravioli as possible. Kind of mush out the air on the sides. And you could always shape your pasta with like cookie cutters or just however you want. Once it is nice and separated, smushed together very well. Nice job, Levi.
Whoosh. Levi swoosh.
Yes. Separate the pieces, and we accept that we have very oddly shapen ravioli. So now we have our ravioli, and it will go into the pot of water.
Or straight into your belly.
Nope. All right, so here are some of our ravioli pieces. Now I just want to remind you guys that this is our very first time making any sort of ravioli, so definitely keep them separated as you make them, and maybe don't try and make one big, huge blob.
If you put your separate ravioli into a bowl together, they become this. Don't do that. We learned. Now you know.
Yeah. So we're gonna take these. We have a pot of boiling water, and they're gonna go in. All right, catch in 3 minutes.
This will still be edible. We'll cook it. It'll just be more of a lasagna ball.
All right, here's a complete bowl of ravioli. I put the sauce in. I put some ribboned up basil in, a little bit of Parmesan on top. All right, Levi, moment of truth.
It worked.
So we're gonna go ahead and have our ravioli for dinner. And in the meantime, while we're doing things that we forgot to think about or never done before, we will end with a little bit of Oreo cheesecake. Fun thing, Levi. I figured out if I just don't do the intro, you don't show up. I'll let you know how the Oreo cheesecake tastes. Alright guys, that was season 1 of Cara's Kitchen with Levi. I want to thank my pretty much entire crew, which is Justin and my amazing director of photography, Emily. with some cake. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next season.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Okay, cut.
All right, see what she puts me through.
Turn off the light.
Levi, there you go.
Yes, and someone's called Guinness because this could be a record for the biggest ravioli. Does that exist? Someone look that up. You're on the internet right now. Middle is a little full mega ravioli.
Thank you, everybody.